is Kenneth Jordan Berge, and I'm from Sacramento, California. My interest for art definitely comes from my family. I have generations of people in my life who were artists. My great uncle was one of the original animators for Disney, and then his wife, who would be my great aunt, she did all of the fabrics and costume designs for like Pirates of the Caribbean, things like that. So I grew up in this family that was very artistic. And then even people like my mom, she was an incredible watercolor painter. So there was always these stories passed down to me of art in our family. My interest in painting started when I was in college, and I went to college in Los Angeles, and there's so many amazing art galleries there. Me and my friends would go down on the weekends and see all different types of art, but particular for me was these large-scale paintings. They were just exciting, and they were large, and they slapped you in the face when you walked into the room. So what triggered me to really start painting my own art in the past 5 years, painting has become a new love for me. Artistically, I love getting my hands dirty. I love paint on the fingers. I love that when you're painting, there's no undo button the way you would have on a computer. You've actually got to do the physical work to scrape, to paint. And so I've fallen in love with that in the past 5 years. It just feels like art at its truest. Painting makes me feel all the emotions we are as humans. Through art, you can express so many different emotions. I definitely feel all types of emotions when I paint. Just depends on kind of what I'm working on and what I'm trying to express. What inspires me is definitely city life, humans, culture. I think New York City is a place I used to live, and I absolutely just love the energy of it, but I also love the art of it. What I love about there is the years of layers of life there, and I think you see that the most in graffiti. That's always inspiring to me, just to kind of see those layers of humanity. When I first started painting, I just went to Michael's and I got one canvas, and I got just a few little paints, and then it just slowly grew from there. Next thing you know, I was buying a little bit more and a little bit more, and next thing you know, I was using my entire garage as an art studio, and it just slowly has grown from there. But it started, very small. Structured my own style just by trial and error. You know, when you first start really getting into painting, you see what other people are doing, you almost try to mimic it in a way. I think over time, you just slowly start to learn, here's what I do best, and here's what brings me joy, and then once you figure that out, you just kind of double down on that. Learning curve in my art has been learning when to put the brush down and say it's done. As an artist, you're always trying to add a little bit more and a touch of this. Things can actually be much better when they're simple and when the painting can breathe, and when you have a little extra dead space. It's always kind of a challenge and a learning curve, frustrating as that can be at times. It actually builds a lot of patience, and I think painting for me almost becomes like a meditative practice where I enjoy doing it every day. Even if what I did that day isn't necessarily amazing, it's the practice of doing a little bit each day. It just becomes part of almost like a meditative routine for you. Yeah, so the thought behind posting them on Instagram and marketing them and putting them in a gallery honestly was to try to put a little battery in my back. I think at times when we all make art, it can be scary and vulnerable to share that with the world. As I got older, I realized I don't care if anyone else likes this. I like it. If I start promoting it and posting and getting in galleries, it actually puts a battery in my back to paint more, because now people are expecting. Now I've got an art gallery going, hey, can we get a painting for this upcoming show? And now I've got to paint some more. So it's still scary to post stuff online and kind of put yourself out there and be vulnerable with your art. I've stopped worrying about if things are going to sell or not. It's a bit out of my control, and I've also learned I enjoy painting and sharing this with the world, regardless if anyone else wants to buy it and put it in their home. What I do know is it's definitely become a part of who I am and just my daily practice. It's been a fun thing to share with my son as he learns to paint as a little toddler. Looking back at time, I always had painting in my blood. Like I said, as a kid, I was around it. It's found its own avenue where I've been able to get them into galleries and stuff. And so when I look big picture, it's just part of the journey of some of us where we have this artistic itch where we need to create. So yeah, it's just part of my journey, and it's where I'm